Anyways, let's do this. Alright, so chat, I do need help with this, as I said before. Every single Rochambeau that's in the game right now. Am I gonna organize these by school? Maybe. Actually, yeah, I will do such thing, because I feel like that would be nice. So, I think I'm just gonna go by Fire, Ice, Storm, Balance, and then Life, Death, and Myth. I'm just gonna go through the schools, rate them in S tier, A, B, C, or F. I think I can recategorize F as never use, and just S as in use if possible. I think that makes sense. But that's kind of the system that I'm going by here. So this is what we got. Backfire. First spell for Backfire. And also, I am not counting this for if you're a fire wizard and you're using fire spells. I'm counting this as a utility for any school, any mastery, whatever the situation is, no matter what the school is. Where does this spell go, basically? How good is the spell itself? I think it's a trap removal, so automatically, it's at least A tier. I think every single trap removal that we're going to look at today is going to be A tier, without a doubt. Literally without a question. Just because of how prominent it is to just spam traps on a myth, on a fire. I've seen people do it on storms. I've seen ice wizards do it. Bro, anybody can trap stack, so it's a little bit scary here. And the other thing about it is that it's overtime, which is, I guess it's okay. I don't really know. I don't really care about that. But a lot of other schools can use this to bait gambits out. So I think it's definitely good A tier. I think A tier is a solid, a juicy place to put this. Next up, we got Meltdown. Bruh, Meltdown. That is this thing right here. This is literally just the same exact thing, except it just deals with shields. I think this is also great. I think this is also just a really good A tier. I've done A, the best shield remover. Yeah, actually no, that's not true. That is not true at all. It's good for just destroying shields, and it does a lot. Any shield remover is great, and the fact that you get damage over times that you can also you get damage over times that you can bait gambits with. I know that, like, the Life Djinn, Fire Scion, I think the Myth Oni as well. All that kind of stuff. It's just decent. It's just a decent spell all around. Any school, almost any school can really use it. I think it's pretty good. Djinn's Reversal, I'm gonna say is a C tier. I think I'm gonna give it a C tier because primarily just because it's only good if you're a fire using this spell. It's literally only good for fire school, which automatically already makes it a C. And you can only use it if people are also using traps on you. So it's like a double situational. It's kind of meh. Oni's Forge, also, I'm just going to give it an A. I'm just going to give all three of these, just giving damage over times or heal over times, I think are great. Let's move on to Ice now, because Ice has arguably some of the best Rochambeaus in the game right now. Some of the absolute best ones. Alright, so the first one we're going to be looking at is Oni's Destruction. This abomination of an ice spell. Next up, Walla Blades. Literally, I think one of the best gambits in the game. It turns 3 blades to 3 shields. Any blades to universal shields. That's no question. There's no question there. Next up, we also got Glacial Fortress, which is the same thing, but weaknesses to shields. I think, honestly, it's A because of how... Because sometimes it's a great spell, sometimes it's like a mediocre spell. Like, you can carry this on a life to counter triple infects. You can do it to counter balance and death from not using the double weakness spells. I think it's good. I just don't think it's as good as S tier. Plus, if I give it S, a lot of other things will belong in S, so I think it's A. And the last ice spell is Djinn's Vexation. Weakness to weakness. I've honestly never seen anybody use this. I don't think it's that good. I think it's like a B tier. I don't know, it's not bad, but like, could be better, basically. Anyway, storm spells. I'm gonna just rapid fire through like every single one of these. I think these all suck. I'm just gonna say it. I don't think there's like a single good like storm spell. Like, I don't know, am I wrong in saying this? These just are just bleh. So next up, we got the elemental schools done. Moving on to balance. The balance spells. I honestly don't know what to think of this. Of the balance spells. I don't know where to put these. I think writing the scales, which if you don't know, it removes 3 shields and 3 traps on you and your opponent. Or 3 basically. And you got pips for them. It's so good. It's so good. It's not always good. It's a very situational spell, but when it isn't situational, and when you get it, like, perfectly set up, it's, like, the best spell in the game. And then the Eye of Vigilance is the same thing, but for blades and weaknesses. I think Eye of Vigilance is probably, like, an A tier. I think that's where I would put it. I don't see that many people using it. I think it's, like, okay. Like, I think it's, like, pretty standard. Like, it's pretty decent. And then the other two balance spells, which is Oni Shadow, which is just awful. I think it's C tier. I don't think it's as bad as anything in F. I think that makes quite a bit of sense. And then the other balance spell, I think, is probably another C tier. I think that's a good way of putting it. I'm just really not a fan. Like, I don't know. I'm just not a fan. I don't really think it's that good. Next up, let's do Life School, because I think the life ones are also pretty interesting. And when I say interesting, I mean eh. See this? This sucks. This is like okay. This sucks. And then this one's valid. This is A. I think this is good. I think this is a great spell for Life Wizards. Even though it's only a Life School spell, like no other schools can use it, I think it's so good. I think it's such a good spell. Especially to counter traps, to do everything like that, it's just way too good. Anyways, this sucks. And this sucks. And this is like, okay. It's like B. By the way, that one, the heart I just put in B is this one. It's traps to heal over times. Next up, let's do Myth. Because we already know Myth has some of the best juicers in the whole world. I think Wall, what is this? Shield Wall? Oh, this is Betrayal. This is Betrayal, though. Shields to traps, I think it's low A. Very low A. Very, very low A. This is Jin's defense, though. Shields to shield. It's the ultimate Steel Ward. It's actually the best gambit in the game right now. No question. Oni's projection, I think, is a C tier. It's just not good. There's really no situation you should ever use it. Like, it's just doo-doo cheeks. And then the other one, which is weaknesses to traps, I think is a B tier. I think it's pretty mediocrely bad. I don't think it's that good. And then finally, we got Death School, which has some of the best, some of the worst in the game, which is Jin's Larceny. Actually, this one's not the best. Jin's Larceny is just turns 3 blades into 3 of your own blades, but they are death blades, which isn't that good. It could be better, basically. It's like mediocrely good. I think this is probably a high B. It's only good if you're death, but like, it's also situational because people don't, if you're up against a death, they're really not going to blade because death is a lot of blade counters. The other one is Putrefaction, which turns 3 blades to 3 weaknesses. Like, it's good. You just normally don't blade against a death. It's really just not that great. But I do think this one is better than the other one because any school can use it, literally. I think that's pretty solid. The other two are just trash. I'm not even going to show you what they look like because we all know they just trash. I don't think I could have placed any of these spells better. I'm very, like, positive with my ordering of this tier list. I don't know why I did this, but you know what I mean.